Hi, lovelies. So I know that for a lot of us, September means back to reality, which leaves a whole lot less time for cooking, which is why all month long I'm sharing some of my favorite quick and easy dinner ideas, most of which can be pulled together in 20 minutes or less, including today's delicious recipe, this absolutely scrumptious pesto chicken gnocchi. So this recipe uses just a few amazing ingredients, but they're so flavorful and everything comes together in a single skillet, which means fewer dishes for you and more time spent with the people you love. Now to get started, I have got my handy dandy skillet heating up on the stove. As you can see, I've got a nice flat bottom skillet, which is perfect when you're cooking things like chicken in a pan and you want to give everything lots of space in the pan. So here I've got 2 boneless, skinless chicken breasts. I've just cut them into 1-inch cubes. And we are just going to season these liberally with some salt and some pepper. And we want to let them cook until they become nice and golden. This is the part of the process that actually takes the longest, and seriously guys, it doesn't take very long at all. And you can do all of the chopping ahead of time during your Sunday meal prep and basically have all your ingredients ready to head straight into the pan. So you can really have dinner on the table in under 20 minutes. And it's something the whole family is going to love and that you can feel really good about. Now, if you wanted to use chicken thighs in this recipe, you definitely could. Or you could swap in some shrimp here instead. That would be really delicious. Or you could leave the meat out of this recipe entirely. It is totally up to you. Now, you don't want to rush your chicken in a recipe like this. You want to make sure you get that golden color because that's how you know you've developed a lot of really wonderful flavor. Once our chicken is nice and golden, we can get to work on adding even more great flavor to the pan. And to do that, I am starting with some finely diced shallot. You could use onion in this recipe if that's what you had. I like shallot because it's just a little more mellow. And to my shallot, I'm also going to be adding some minced garlic. You guys know how much I love my garlic, so I am going for it as always. I'm just going to let those cook away for about 30 seconds or so, just until they become nice and fragrant and they fill the kitchen with that beautiful aroma. And then it's time to add my pesto to the pan. Now there is so much to love about pesto sauce because it is full of so many high impact ingredients like basil, Parmesan cheese, and garlic, so it's got a ton of amazing flavor, and just a little pesto goes a long way. Now you always have the option to use store-bought pesto in this recipe, or you can make some homemade. It's actually really easy to do, and I have a recipe for homemade pesto in my cookbook, Meals Made Easy. So if you want to take a look at it, you definitely can. I will link it in the description box below. Once my pesto is in the pan, I'm just going to stir it together with that shallot, that garlic, that chicken, and let it cook up for just 30 seconds to a minute. Then it's time to get some liquid in the pan. So today I'm using a combination of chicken broth here, as well as a good splash of heavy cream. You could use milk in this recipe if you want to keep it a little on the lighter side, but of course the cream makes this really rich and delicious. I just want to give that mixture a minute or two to allow it to come to a nice simmer, and then it's time to add my gnocchi to the pan. Now, if you're not familiar with gnocchi, it's a type of pasta made with potato, and when it cooks, it gets really light and fluffy and pillowy, and it's super, super satisfying, especially as the autumn months arrive. Now, I'm using fresh gnocchi in this recipe, which you can usually find in the deli aisle at your supermarket. You can also buy frozen gnocchi if you want to. I prefer the fresh because I think it gets the best texture, but it's totally up to you. The best part about gnocchi is that it takes almost no time to cook. It's going to cook up in our amazing sauce, which we've made with our heavy cream, our pesto, and our chicken broth. Okay guys, so after just a few minutes, do you see the kind of magic that is unfolding in this pan? So our gnocchi has released some of those amazing starches and really thickened this sauce up. So it's rich and creamy, and it's really coating the gnocchi and the chicken. That means it's time to add our finishing ingredients. First up, I have got some spinach headed in here. I wanted to add some greens because we could all use more nutrients in our life. You could swap in some kale here, or some asparagus, or even some broccoli would be really good. I love baby spinach because of course it's so easy to work with. I just gave it a quick chop and I'm just gonna stir it right in. And then for my final mix in, I have got about a 1/4 cup or so of freshly grated Parmesan cheese. You guys know the freshly grated Parmesan cheese takes any dish from a 10 to about an 11 and a half, at least as far as I'm concerned. So if you have it, you definitely want to use it. Just gonna get it right in the pot and give it a stir. Okay guys, there we have it, an absolute flavor bomb that came together in 20 minutes or less. You have to put this on your must-try list because, guys, it's a must-try. It's rich, it's savory, it's comforting, and it's perfect for that chillier weather. I hope you guys will give this recipe a try, and if you do, be sure to tweet me, Instagram me, or Facebook me a photo, because you know how much I love seeing your kitchen creations. Remember, this recipe is available on our amazing meal planning site, healthymealplans.com. If you haven't checked it out yet, I always hope you will. It makes your weekly meal planning so super easy. You can basically browse through more than 1,000 recipes, drag and drop them into your weekly meal plan, and then automatically generate your shopping list for the week so you can take it straight to the supermarket. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do. And finally, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe because there is lots more deliciousness where this came from.